you goof up, don't worry about it because they're going to edit it, so it doesn't matter. We can
I don't
always
do
fix
this
it.
very often.
Yeah, I don't either, so this is my first time. So start off by just introduce yourself and where you grew up or where you went to school.
Okay, my name is Bob DuFresne. I grew up in Los Angeles in Highland Park. Went to Franklin High School and went to work for the phone company right out of high school.
Keep going.
Not right out. I worked for U.S. Electric Motors for quite a while, and then the phone company.
Okay, and when did you join the military, and what branch did you join?
August of '42, the Navy. Joined in Pasadena and went to boot camp in San Diego.
And from boot camp, where did you go?
To Chavez Ravine. Pretty cushy place to go. It was the Naval Reserve Armory to a radio school. Just close to where we lived and where Dodger Stadium is now.
I was going to say, that's your stomping ground.
Yeah, it
your
was.
old stomping ground. So then after you finished your training for a radio man, then what happened?
Went to San Francisco to the Harbor Entrance Control Post to learn how to control all the safety of a harbor, opening and closing the nets for keep submarines from coming in, and detecting any kind of a threat to the harbor. They were going to put me into a control of a harbor down in the Pacific, but they never had any harbors. They just anchored. But I stayed there for 4 months, then went to the South Pacific.
That was the Solomon Islands you went to?
Yeah, that's when we started retaking the islands from the Japanese and working up the Pacific. I was building radio stations, Navy stations.
And how long did you stay there?
About a year. Then from there, the war progressed up to the Pacific. And I went down to the radio station in Noumea, New Caledonia for another 10 months or something like that. Then back to the United States for a 30-day period. But they lost my sea bag, so it took them a long time to find her.
Where were they?
Never found out.
Never found them? Oh. So you got a little leave then,
Yeah.
is that correct? Okay, and then what happened after that?
I was sent back to the Pacific, to the mid-Pacific, on a ship at Okinawa, and stayed on the ship until the latter part of 1945. And the ship was badly damaged in a typhoon, so they decommissioned the ship and we got a passenger pass back to the United States.
Were you in Okinawa when the battle was going on?
Just at the close of it, yeah.
Uh-huh. And so what did you do while you were in Okinawa?
I was attached to Harbor Development Squadron and ran communications on the ship for the Commodore who ran the Harbor Development Squadron.
And what was the name of that ship?
Burroughs, William Ward Burroughs, the converted passenger ship. A real old bucket.
Must have been if it didn't survive the typhoon, huh?
It was ruined by the typhoon.
So then you came back to the United States, and is that when you got discharged?
Yeah, I came back as a passenger to the Swan Island Navy Base up in Portland, and then got a ship passage down to San Pedro and discharged off that ship at Fort MacArthur.
And then what?
Went
Did
back
you-
to the phone company.
Went back to the phone company? And
Stayed there for 40 years.
then, can you tell me how you came to Temple City?
Yeah, we built a house in Highland Park and visited some friends out here in Arcadia. Got lost and ended up in Temple City. and found this development and enjoyed Temple City ever since.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, well, that's it. That's all we need.